had to go out and squish a bug. My kids, they are outside in the backyard playing. It's cool today. I think it's in the middle 40s. Today's the first day of my daughter's spring break, thank the heavens above. So I will hopefully have some extra time to do some things, some art projects, which I'm very grateful for because there's lots that I want to share with you guys, especially my toolbox with all that I keep with me when I do things on the go. I keep it upstairs in the living room. I keep it with my collage journals, and it pretty much has everything that I need to work in this book. So I'm hope that I can do a video for that today or tomorrow, actually. But anyways, I want to show you today, well right now, how I'm going to cover up this bag and the words here and the words here. Just an example on this one. I used the title here to cover up her chest because actually she was quite naked, so I didn't want to use that, of course. So I just strategically placed the title over her chest. And then on this one, I wish I had the original ad, but this is a makeup magazine ad, and there was actually a title printed across her face already. So I just cut the words, stamped and cut the words out for this title and arranged them on there so that they covered up the words that were already there. And this is from my, oh gosh, my Nano Jamo journal from 2 years ago. I didn't do it last year just because things were so crazy. But that's what this is from. I'll have to share these because I really started really started working more on I guess developing my own collage style as I was doing this journal. But anyways, that's just a couple of examples. So as I was putting the girl down, I had this magazine image pulled out already from a couple days ago. I just really liked the expression on her face. So as I was flipping through the magazine, I went ahead and pulled this out with no really idea of what I was going to do with her, just that I really liked her face. And then the other day, Del Potter posted on her Instagram a quote. Let me see if I can find it. She posted this quote that says, "I am who I am today because of the choices I made yesterday." It's from Eleanor Roosevelt. And as soon as I read that, I thought of this picture. So what I did actually, and I do this a lot, I do this with my Instagram feed, and I do this with Facebook and whatnot, but I'll take a screenshot of the picture so that I have it, because if I can't write it down right then, I know I don't want to forget. I know I'll either forget who posted it or I won't be able to find it again, so I just take a screenshot real quick. Okay, my kids are not getting along. Oh, do I have any scissors? Do I have any scissors? I finally found my cutter bees, so I've been rejoicing all day. So as I was looking at this and this quote, I knew that I needed to figure out what to put here. So the first thing that I thought of was putting just like a big flower. In my favorite book here of roses, there's a couple of really big, let me see if I can find one, really big flowers. So I thought, even if I put this on here to cover up this, that would be an idea. So that's kind of where I started with the flower. And then I remembered my sheet of amazing butterflies that I picked up at a gift store. All these butterflies. So I kind of thought about putting a flower and then butterfly wings behind it to help cover over all of this. So I went ahead and cut everything out so this would be quicker. So just kind of something like this. And obviously this alone is not going to cover everything up. So I think, well, actually something else that you could do if you don't want to do a flower or roses is, these were just sitting already on my table. Okay, these two are really not getting along today. Something else that's an option is, to put a title, your title here. So this was just already cut out and sitting on my table here. So I just thought I would show you real quick, just, other ideas that you could do. But you could easily, arrange things like this to also cover things up that you don't want to see. So see, that right there covered all of it up, and that would look great just like that. But I'm going to do a flower with these butterfly wings, and something that I like to do with the butterflies is I'll cut them in half, and that way I can spread the wings out farther so you can see more of the wing behind the image. Because if I kept this together, most of the wings, and granted this is a big rose, but still a lot of the wings is covered up. So if you cut it apart, and I always do this on my girls too if I'm putting wings on my girls. Cut it apart and put it behind her, and you just get more use of the beautiful wings instead of having them totally covered up by your image. So I think I'm gonna grab my pencil here and figure out just kind of where I'm not gonna cut any of these wings off, so I just want to make sure that I mark where I want to glue things down, and I think that looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna lightly just mark on there. And let me move my journal out of the way. I hope you guys can see okay. It's daytime and I have some light down here in the basement right now. So I don't have my lights on over the head so that we don't have all that glare. So let's go ahead and put some glue on. I'm just going to goop this up really good. And then put some on the back of my rose. I think I'm gonna, yeah, there we go. And once again, I'm not trying to be perfect or exact and have these completely even across. I'm not going to get out my ruler and measure, or I just, am eyeing it, and the less stress, the better. One of my favorite things about working in my collage journal, besides, that I'm trying to commit myself to keeping this a low stress journal, is I just love to cut things out and glue things down. So there's just something relaxing about cutting and gluing. So I think that will look pretty good. And now I'm not sure what flowers I'm going to use. I just went through my rose book and just cut out a few different ones in sizes that I thought would work the best behind this. So I really just kind of don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to play with it a little bit. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, I am going to put some washi tape right here. And since my wings spread out so far, I need to go ahead and put my washi tape down and so that I cover up the words here along the side. Because if I put my butterfly down first, then I'll have to cover over part of his wings with the washi tape, and I really don't want to do that. So let's pick out a washi tape really quick. And I actually have an image already glued down on this other page. This is one of the big fold-out pages in my journal that I have come to. This one I'm leaving blank for now. The pictures from, I'm just going to use this one as an example. This is a page from a W magazine, so you can see how huge they are. And they actually fit very well on these fold-out pages. You know, I have to put something along the side and something across the top a little bit, but I can usually use some of their images without having to cut them. So I found one that I want to use here, so I'm skipping this. Okay, Shed, tell me about a big bird outside. I'm going to turn this upside down so you can see this better. So I have an idea for what I'm going to do with this, and I'm not going to be adding anything on top of it. It's all going to be writing. So I went ahead and put this down on this smaller page here, but I want to put some washi tape on here so that I can cover up this writing. I think I might go with this blue, just because that's the first one that I really looked at. So I'm just going to go with my first initial thought. And I needed something thicker. I didn't want one of the thinner ones because I need to be able to cover over these words here on the side. So let's go ahead and get that down. And just right there, that completely covers up those words there. And you know, this isn't even straight on here. I don't know if you can tell. It's pretty lopsided, but you know what? Well, it's more lopsided than I thought. I need to make sure that this page is going to fold nicely. So I'm going to move it around here, I think. Thank goodness washi tape's pretty forgiving. I might actually put two pieces down here close to the bottom. I'm trying to stay along the edge of my words here, just as a guide. That's a little bit better. I don't know where my baby washcloth's at. I'm just going to use my sweater to try to burnish this down a bit. And for now, I'm going to leave this as it is. I might add another piece of washi tape down here, you know, like right here. And this is silly, but I've been saving all of these pieces. So this is really crazy, but I have been saving all of these little end pieces of my washi tape. I can't throw them away. It's ridiculous. A lot of times I'll, you know, stick them up on another part of the page. But right now, recently, I have been saving all of these and sticking them on this little wooden shelf beside me. And I think I'm going to put them all on an iCad. So I just, you know, it's ridiculous, but I hate wasting my washi tape. I'm going to use every little bit of it. So we'll see what kind of iCad that produces here in June. So I'm just gently going to try to get this folded. Probably run my sweater on it again. And I think most likely I will put a piece of tape down here just because it's a lot thinner down here on this end, and I don't know how well that's going to stay over time. But I'm going to wait because I'm actually going to write words I'm going to write words on her fingers and across her face and then across the fingers on this hand too. So I'm going to wait to do that. But for now, here we are so far. So now we can put down, start working on our flower again. So I'm just going to kind of move these around until I cover up as much as I can. Which really, I've only got 3 spots. I have here, here, and down here. I'm just gonna, I don't even know which flowers I want to use and which flowers I don't want to use. I know I want to put some of these white ones in here just to kind of break things up a bit. And I will, whatever of these flowers that I cut off, I will keep those pieces as well because I can use them on another project. Even if it's just a little piece, I can tuck it in with other flowers. So I think that, I don't know, I might put a white one down here. Since her jacket's red and the flower's red, I kind of like having the white to break it up a little bit. I picked a red flower because I was envisioning this being like a representation of her heart. So that's why I went with the red flower. And more so with the yellow center, just for warmth and sunshine and growth. The yellow center of the heart, that's kind of why I picked that flower. I think this is going to be good. So this part's going to be kind of tricky because I need everything to pretty much stay where it's at. And I don't want to lift this up yet. I think I'm just going to barely glue these down. And then I'll be able to pick it up and glue things down better in a minute. But since I want to make sure that things fit in a certain spot, I'm going to keep it like this for a second. Okay, now let's glue things down a little bit better. I need to find my baby washcloth. And that's the other nice thing about working with these thicker pages. I just totally moved that. These thicker pages that the roses are on, if you get glue on them, it's easy to wipe off the excess glue. And you can do that with magazine pages too, the thicker magazine pages. The thin magazine pages, you'll pretty much, if you try to wipe off the glue and you're not super careful, you could actually start wiping off the ink, the image off of the paper, because they're not made to last very well. So that's what that looks like. Now, let's go ahead and put it down. Make sure everything's all right. I think that's going to work perfect. Let me find my freezer paper here. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on the back of everything. And then I'll put a little bit of glue on in my journal, kind of where I know it's going to be. Just so it has, I just like having glue on both pieces of paper because I definitely think that helps things adhere a little bit better. So I know that it's going to be covering over this part, so I'm going to go ahead and rub glue all over this. I think that's good. It's my sweater again since I don't have my washcloth. Just a little bit here. And since I know that this is right here, I'm going to go ahead and rub some glue right there as well. Make sure this side's down. Since I haven't worked with this wrapping paper that much, I'm hoping that it will adhere nicely. But just to be safe, I'm making sure I get glue on both sides. Because it's kind of got a smooth, almost waxy type texture to it a little bit. And then, last night while we were watching TV, I was going through some of our junk mail and cutting out words and phrases, and I saw this today in my pile as I was moving things around, and I actually thought this would go really well with the quote that I'm going to use. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. Kind of thought about just putting it right there in the flower. Maybe off to the side a little bit, because I don't really want it down here. And I'm going to put lettering all up here. I think that'll be good. Just put a little there. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and go around things a bit and cut this off. See, and even, this is ridiculous, but this is how crazy I am about throwing things away. Even this little bit, I can't do it. Well, I actually can. You could, you know, tuck that in there. And actually, I think I will. Because I adore the flowers out of this book that I have so much that I just hate the thought of wasting any of it, because they're so beautiful. I really lucked out when I found this book. And I found it at Half Price Bookstore, so it's a good place to go. You never know what you're going to find. Make sure that ends in. I need my light on a little bit, but I don't want to turn it on and get a big glare. But there. So yeah, even that little itty bitty piece you can still use. So now I'm just gonna go around real quick, and this is a black Stabilo all pencil. I do have a white one, and you know, I haven't really used it yet.
Mom, I want a drink.
Okay, just a minute.
Mom, this is cool.
Let me finish something up really quick, buddy.
Is it cool? Sure.
You like that?
Yeah, it's a cool shirt. They hug this.
Are you hugging it? You're silly.
Mom, Gracie coming.
Oh, she's not. She's out there playing.
Okay.
Okay.
I want a drink.
Okay, just a minute. Mommy's trying to go around this really quick with my fancy pencil.
This babies.
Are those baby toys?
That's great.
Oh my word. But yeah, I have a white Stabilo ball pencil. Good job. Go play with it in the sand. You know, I just really don't even know what it's going to do. I'm not going to mess with on this. I'll practice on a different, something else. I don't want to mess this up. I'm going to get my water pen and just go around this really gently, quickly. Really need to get my baby wipe. Or not my baby wipe, my baby washcloth.
It's for bubble. It's for sucking.
I'm just rubbing this around the edges, and it's reacting completely different on the flowers than it is on the wings. The wings, it's a porous paper, so it's really soaking it in fast, but on these super glossy roses, it's staying quite wet. Which, you know, it's still drying, but it just moves around a lot different. Okay, did I get all of it? I'm listening to these guys and get distracted. You want me to carry those out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just a second. All right.
Please.
I will, just a second.
Please.
Okay, I will be right back, everybody. Okay, how can you resist that, huh? Please. Okay, let's see. Well, I think since there's so much going on in all of this, I think I'm just going to go around the wings with some dots. Okay, praise the heavens above, I found my Uniball Signo white pen. I've used every white gel pen that you can think of. This is the only one that works for me. And you know, I have two of them, and there for a while I had misplaced both of them. So I finally found one. So now I can rest easy again, because the store in town that I had been buying them at, one of our local owned craft stores, had them. And I went in the other day to buy some more, and they were all out. So I didn't have time to ask them if they're gonna get any more, but boy, I hope so, because this one's almost empty. But for me, it's just the only one that I can get to work well. And I'm just gonna go around just the bits of the details of the butterfly wings. Okay, this one is a yellow gel pen. It's a souffle pen. I think it's still. There we go. Okay, I'm just putting some. This is probably impossible for you to see, but I'm just putting some yellow dots all around inside the center of this flower. Sometimes these show up really good and sometimes they don't, but I just kind of like having them in there. Put some on this one. Down here. I think my pen's working okay. Since I don't have my light on, it's kind of hard for me to tell. Okay, I think that's it for this part. And I'll start on the writing next. And I think I'll do it in black, since my wings are black.
I found my phone.
Good job, I'm glad you found your phone. Elliot brought me a dandelion. Okay, so my quote is, I am who I am today because of the choices I made yesterday. Okay, so now for the title, I think I'm going to write it in black. I'm hoping that, well, I know actually, well, I guess I don't know. I'm hoping that when I put that on there, that will distract from what you can see from the background of this image. So I really, it's, you know, and since I know that it's there, I can totally see all this. So I'm hoping that by putting the words across here, that will get rid of that. And I usually pretty much just wing it when it comes to doing the title. You know, like I've said, I try to keep this to be pretty low stress. So, you know, I try to kind of, shh, Grace, go on. Good heavens. I try to pretty much kind of figure out how the words are going to go on here, and then just hope that it works out. So, I just try to visualize how it's going to look. So, I'm going to do some wavy lines and then do my words on here. So, it's the first part of the quote is, I am who I. That's what I have on my sticky. So, I know that I can put I am here. Who, since I have a W, they can get kind of big, so I'll just do who. So I need one line. I am who I am, so I'll do I am today, because it's a long word, so that'll only be one. Because of the choices I made yesterday, and then I'll put Eleanor Roosevelt here. So I am who I am who I am who I am today because of the choices I made yesterday. So, and I'm just trying to figure this out so I don't mess it up. So I'm just going to take a white paint pen to draw my wavy lines and try to turn this. And I just do whatever. And my pen's getting low, so, which actually, you know, I don't mind that it doesn't totally show up, because I just kind of use it for the guide to help me with my letters. So I am, and I just try to do wavy, just kind of, you know, whatever. I am who I am today because of the choices I am. I don't want to make these too wide or I will run out of room, but I don't want to make them too small or I'll have a lot of space down here. Which, if I have a lot of space, I can fill some swirlies and stuff in there, so it's not that big of a deal, but I just kind of want to have it spread out nicely. I am who I am today because choices. Okay. I am who I am. I am who I am today because of the choices I made yesterday. That's going to be hard to fit on here because that's a long word. And then I'll put Eleanor Roosevelt right there. So I think, and you probably, I don't even know if you can see that. It's pretty hard to see. I think I'm just going to use, take this clippy off because that's causing, I think I'm just going to use just a regular old Sharpie. Actually, this is a Bic Market. And then You know, oops, I decided my music got too loud, sorry. Got the pixies going on in the background. I'm going to use this thin one first, and then I'm going to go over it with the thicker.
Let it go, can't put it back anymore.
Okay.
Let it go,
So then I just try to follow along the curves
okay.
of my words here. Elliot's hitting me right now. And I like to mix upper and lower case when I do this, just you know, just to make it look different. I can say that I have learned that for the letter D, always do a lowercase, because with the way that I do this, it does not work with uppercase. Oh, thank you. So I am who. So I'll do upper, lower, who. Hope you can see this.
We're having a picnic outside. It's really nice out. And I'm making
I.
some
And since I did this one a lowercase, I'm going to do this one
Now that, yum.
an uppercase. I'll probably do this one a lowercase. Yesterday. Okay, so can we squeeze yesterday in here? I like making my S's kind of look like they're almost upside down. I-E-S. T. E. And this right now, it's going to be hard to see over her hair, but I think after I fill it in, I'm hoping it'll look better. Okay. I think I'm gonna put her name. Oh, I misspelled her name. E-L-E-A. Let's see. And this is a Sharpie, so, well, hey, this is a good example of trying to cover up a mistake. I think if I just kind of camouflage it a little bit, I think we'll be all right. Hopefully that won't show up too much after I don't want to make it too white. Luckily the background's kind of muddled anyway, so let me make sure I'm spelling her name correctly, because I would really, really hate for that to be misspelled. E-L-E. Okay. E-L-E. your swords at?
I can't find
I
it.
guess that kind of looks like a G, but you know what? It's just gonna have to be like that. See if I can.
I can't find it.
I'm not sure where it's at, buddy bud. Okay. So that's the first step, and then I usually just go over and make the ends thicker. Kind of put a little bit of a flare on the end. This actually might be a little thick than what I'm used to using. I'm used to using a finer point paint pen, but it's out paint.
I don't know where it's at. What? Stop this. Oh, wow.
You know, I kind of sometimes try to make
I
the top or the bottom of the circle parts a little heavier than the center. Okay. This is pretty much just how I do it. I just kind of make the top, the ends thicker than the rest. And then if there's a curve, I try to make it thicker as well, like right here. Or on the O's. Just like that. And you know, I could make this look a whole lot better, a whole lot more even, but once again, this is my low stress journal, and I'm not going to spend an hour trying to write these letters absolutely perfect. I want it to say what I want it to say, and as long as I can read it, actually, you know, as long as it makes me happy while I'm doing this, then that's all that's important. Oh, I gotta stand up for a minute. I am standing. I gotta lean back. I'm kind of hunched over so that I can see this. I have progressive lenses, heaven forbid, and I have to stand at just the right angle when I'm doing this anymore so that I can see it well. Somebody wants to be pushed on the swing. I'm going to try to finish this first before I start pushing people on the swing. This is going to be a little tight over here with this marker because it is thicker. I should have used a different pen. Well, I don't have a different pen, so I guess I have no options. So I'm trying to make this work. Because I don't want this to... Actually, I could use my other Sharpie. I might do that. It's okay.
No, no.
That's alright. We're doing good. We're doing good.
Oh, you don't. Mommy,
What,
I
baby?
want a person swing.
Okay, just a minute. Mommy's writing really quick, okay?
No,
Almost done.
only not do red ones.
Yeah?
Okay.
Careful.
What's that?
dropped something. This is kind of silly, but sometimes it's easier if I turn my journal upside down. It's because I'm making sure that I don't get my wrist, this part of my hand, that I don't rub it across what I've written so that I smudge it. Which, you know, I don't know if right-handed people have that problem, but lefties totally do. Okay. Wasn't that fun? Alright, I'm going to go over again with my white pen here. I gotta turn my light on for a second. I hope you guys still can see. I need my light for just a second. Alright, I'm just going to go over these again just because I just kind of like it. If you can see it a little bit, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it at all because this background is pretty white. If you get your head at the right angle, you can see it for sure. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a long 6 days, you guys. Gracie's on break. Okay. Alright, let me turn this off. There. Okay, so, you know, I don't think I'm going to do anything to her face. I kind of like that she's doesn't have a lot of makeup on. And since there's so much color down here, I really don't want to look, I just don't want to jazz up her face at all. So I think that's it. Thanks so much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that if you see a magazine picture that you really, really like and it's got something across it, don't let that stop you from using it in your journal, because there are ways to cover it up and make it work for you. So thanks so much, and I hope to share with you my travel kit next. Have a great day. Bye-bye.